Seize the day with Captain Jose heading out to the redfish hole in beautiful Galveston, Texas. So as soon as we got to the spot, I decided to jig some gulp off the bottom. Right away hit a small little flounder. It was a good sign to show me that there's some life in the water. I was amazed at how big of a lure that this little flounder went after. But let's take a closer look at what I was throwing to get these flounder. So here's an up close look of what I'm throwing. It's a Berkeley gulp on a wobblehead jig head here. I am throwing it with the 13 reel on a fish sticks fishing pole. 7 foot medium, 6 to 12 pounds, 1/8 3/8 ounce. These fish sticks are awesome, and I'm not, I don't get paid to endorse it. I'm just a loyal customer. I really enjoy fishing with these fish sticks. You can feel everything, even the bottom, the contours in the bottom, the difference between flounder, trout, and reds. I'm a big fan of these fishing rods. You get what you pay for, that's all I say. So, seize the day, Captain Jose. So I threw the heck out of that gulp trying to find bigger flounder, but I was unsuccessful. Earlier in the day, I thought I saw some redfish tailing off in the distance, so I decided to throw in the directions where I saw the redfish tails. And I didn't think they'd be out here with the strong north winds, but it turns out they definitely were. This one here that I caught was an undersized one, but it let me know that there's different sizes of reds, because I could have swore I saw a bigger tail, and this guy definitely wasn't the big tail. So I decided to change up the whole game plan and really target the reds again in this spot. Despite the strong winds, the outgoing tide, and the cooler water temperatures, I didn't think the reds would be in shallow water, because this water is about 2 feet deep. So I went ahead and switched it up, put this little guy back in the water, let him go, let him grow, and we're going to change up the game plan. But we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to introduce you guys to a very underrated bait that I like to use, the menhaden. So the menhaden are easy to catch. There's a lot of them. The only hard thing is it's hard to keep them alive. So that's generally the challenge here. For live bait today, what we're using is the big menhaden. You gotta remember that different baits do different things. Menhaden, this is kind of a bigger one. I like the bigger ones because they stay alive a little longer. I hook them on the top meat, kind of by the dorsal area, just like that. Let them swim around. Some people cut the tail. I do or don't sometimes. You let them breathe and let talk. So if you use mud minnows will tend to kind of find the mud, and they'll bury in the mud. Sometimes they'll hide up in there, and your bait will never find it. So I like to use mud minnows when I'm on a float. That way it doesn't let them do that. Or if I'm fishing over sand. Flounder love mud minnows and sand. I don't know what it is. I've had a lot of good luck with that. There's no sand anywhere around this area, so we're going to stick to these menhaden. These are easier to catch, but they're harder to keep alive. I do have live wells on the boat, but what I like to do is put these menhaden in a like a live bucket type of thing and throw it overboard. That water flowing through the live well or live bucket really helps them stay alive just a little bit longer. So the other good thing about these ones is that when you have some sun, it really reflects off the side. They see big silver fish, like a huge panel basically. And every time they move, it reflects the sun in a different direction and attracts those fish to them. Fish will feed on what they see, what they smell, if they're trying to protect something. And then they'll feed out of aggression, or they'll feed if they're hungry. I mean, there's different times of the year, different during the tide. There's a whole nother video. But we're gonna throw this back out. We just caught a undersized red with this live bait, and we're gonna see if we can catch a little bit bigger one. Here's a quick look at that bait bucket I was talking about. Like I said, I have aerators on the boat, but I like to put them in the water. That way, with this strong water current, it helps keep them not so much alive, but lively. You can't really tell there, but they're staying alive, and when you use them, when you throw them, they're not all lethargic. And when they're lethargic, that's hard, when you don't catch any fish that way. So I had one of those larger menhadens out there under a float for about 10 minutes, and before you know it, boom, the reel went screaming. This is the dance. This is everything we're talking about with dance. I feel him, he feels me, he's very strong. So he's taking the drag, and he's set pretty high. So right now, main focus is catch my breath. Hold on. Woo! Yeah! Seize the day, baby. Captain Jose. This is a beautiful, beautiful fish. Let's get him ready. Seize the day, Captain Jose. Fishing charters. Galveston, Texas. Woo! Big ones on the bottom, baby. Big ones on the bottom. After an awesome dance with this big boy, he wound up being a 33-inch oversized bull redfish in 2 feet of water. What a beautiful dance, what a beautiful, beautiful fish. After playing with some flounder, we wound up keeping 2 reds. And the things we learned today mostly was it's not always about fishing the right spot. We happen to have good luck in this spot, but it's also about fishing conditions. We had strong north winds, we had outgoing tide. It was a little cold, cooler water temperature. But when you do fish your spot, actually know your spot. Know what's on the bottom. We knew where the shells were, so we're casting over shells. We knew where the grass beds were. So we're mixing it up and bouncing some gulp off the bottom between grass and shell. And then we wound up having to change up our game plan completely. So we went out there for flounder, wound up hunting for reds. So it's all about being able to adapt to your environment and adapt to the conditions. And sometimes Mother Nature tells you what you're going to go after. You don't always go out there and get what you want. Although no one's ever going to complain about a bull red. So that ends another fishing trip on the skinny, beautiful waters of Galveston, Texas. I hope you guys learned a few things. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to seize the day with Captain Jose. Love you guys. Till next time.